Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing today? I'm here, Terry Trexler, and I bring to you a rock star from Orlando. She's been a little bit shy now, but once you get to hear from her and hear some of the stuff she's accomplished, it'll be pretty awesome. She runs a highly successful team known as the Figueroa team down in Orlando, Florida. She's received countless awards, the Remax Hall of Fame, the Diamond Award, been top 1,000 in the Wall Street Journal. Enma's one of their most influential team of the year, I think in 2017. Just so many other things. She's on the Zillow Agent Advisory Board, and just an all-around team builder, pro, and real estate rock star, Veronica.
Hi, Terry. Thanks for having me. And I just want to formally apologize. This is a hot mess today. We've been doing some fall cleaning in the office and building some gazebos and doing what we got to do behind the scenes, right, in the real estate world. So you're getting the very casual version of Veronica.
Keep it putting the real in real estate, right?
Yeah, super real behind the scenes. My team has been like, what are we doing this week? Why are we like rearranging things and moving things around? And I'm like, it's time, new year. We got to get ready for the new year in November. Right. I'm sorry, 2021 has already started. We haven't even hit November and we're already declaring it. 2021 has already started for us. So we're entering a new year with, decluttering and just being super organized.
I think everybody's getting ahead. They're ready for 2020 to be over.
Yes.
At least the craziness. The craziness. Market's been hot, but society is a little crazy right now. So
market's been crazy. It's been really interesting to see, and I'm excited for what 2021 is going to look like if we can continue with this momentum.
Right. I know it'll be crazy to think that where we are right now with things that are somewhat closed, depending on where you are and what you're doing and all the restrictions, for them to like truly open the doors up to everything, it can get crazy for all of us. So,
I know.
So that's exciting.
Fun. What are we doing? What are we talking about today?
Yeah, I mean, thanks for jumping on. I mean, we really didn't have anything. I was just like, you know what? We've got to talk. We've got to connect. So, I mean, just tell us a little bit. I shared some things, but tell us, who's Veronica? What are you doing?
Oh man, who am I? So I'm probably just like everyone else who starts in real estate. You're just getting into the business based on your life needs, right? And your family, or whether you're doing it to just, build something that you're proud of. And I just wanted to be a real estate agent to provide for my children. And I needed to be able to, at the time, have a little bit of flexibility. Mm-hmm. And I had a 5-year-old and I think at the time I had a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old when I decided to go into real estate full time. That was about 16 years ago. Okay. And actually I started part-time, and it was going to supplement my income because I was going through a divorce. And I think I've told the story many times. Mm-hmm. But, pretty much immediately I realized, wow, I love this. This is great. I had a background in HR, human resources development. I worked in the timeshare industry briefly. And I just knew that if I could take the skill set that I had learned there and apply it to my real estate career, I would be able to have a lot of fun. I'd be able to meet a lot of people, help people, and on top of that, provide for my children with the flexibility. As you know how it is when you go through a divorce, there's always these statistics that, children are going to pretty much be the ones who suffer from lifestyle change. And my ex-husband and I, we got along really well. And I just wanted to keep my children in private school. I wanted to be able to be there for them. Regardless, there's always change and things were going to be different. But monetarily, I didn't want to go from, that double income life to then being a struggling mom. So I made it a promise. I was like, well, I'm just going to work hard and I'm just going to supplement my income. And it's like, I'll have 2 jobs, right?
Yeah, right.
That ended really quickly. I was like, I quit my full-time job 3 months later. I was like, I got this. I'm going to do this full-time. Nice. I always tell the story. I was like, I made like $11,000 in my first 3 months. And I was like, I'm rich. I was like, I thought I was rich. And then I realized I was like, yeah, no, that wasn't a smart move. So that money didn't last very long. Right. But then I realized if I could apply myself and do this full time and go all in, and very much, you mentioned some of the people earlier Jay Kinder, Albie, they say burn the boats, right? I didn't realize I was burning the boats before I even knew what burning the boats was.
Right.
I burned the boats and I was like, I'm going all in. Like, if I can do this full time, imagine what can happen. And if anything else, I could just fall back, right? I could fall back on my previous career.
Right.
That was 16 years later.
Yeah.
We were 16 years later, I haven't looked back, but it's been a really great ride. I, started off as a single agent, hired my first assistant about a year into the business full time. Quickly started realizing the name of the game was a contact sport, referrals, being that person that, people thought of when they were buying and selling real estate, being the voice, letting people know that I was proud to be their agent, proud to, work hard for them. I was, connecting with leaders. I was connecting with movers and shakers. I was connecting with people, picking their brain, and slowly but surely business just kept on and, growing. And then I kind of started with the end in mind. I was like, I want to be a successful real estate agent that has a billboard,
Right. Billboard.
I thought was a successful. I want my name on benches. And we've accomplished that, and we realize that there's more to it than that.
Right.
But, through the journey, it's been fun because as a single agent, then I had an assistant, then I hired a first buyer's agent, then the market crashed in 2008. I did hundreds and hundreds of short sales, work in the midnight hour. I became very successful working out of my living room, and I was very lonely at the time. That's when, I guess it wasn't a cool thing to work from home if, you're an extrovert and you missed people.
Oh, yeah, that'd be tough.
I had a background in development, and I was home alone working on these files, and I felt lonely. So then I decided to do this crazy thing to become a broker, get my own office, and, start farming areas so I could be around people because I wanted to be around more people. Well, that ended up giving me an opportunity to recruit agents, and people wanted to come and work for me. And I was like, okay. I was like, what does this look like? And I was probably like, I don't know, making a lot of mistakes as a broker, not understanding what my value was at the time, not even believing that I had value at the time, but learning along the way. And I always tell people, I'm really good at building the plane while we're flying it, so. And I was like, and we may have some turbulence, so I'm gonna need you to buckle up.
Yeah, that's one thing about anybody. Anybody that I've seen, including yourself, anyone that's is successful. There's a lot of turbulence that goes on. There might even be the plane might drop some.
It almost crashed completely, but we're gonna pick it back up. So it was a really awesome experience to go from no experience to becoming a broker, to the market crashing, to then going to work for another brokerage. I worked for Keller Williams for a brief moment, learning a little bit about teams, then going to independent broker during the REO market, and breaking into the REO market when I had no experience, but I had mentors who brought me under their wing and taught me a little bit. I did so many BPOs for other people for free just so I can gain the knowledge. Just so I can understand what it was. I actually got blacklisted from a BPO company. This is a true story. Back in 2008 or 2009, because I said that I knew how to do them, but I really didn't know how to do them. So I was kind of practicing with them. And then they were like, you do not know what the hell you're doing. You're blacklisted from our And I look back and I'm like, I'm still going to learn how to do this. And, I ended up getting an account, an asset manager I met. He was really awesome. Then, asset managers, no other asset managers, and they introduce you, and then you work really hard. I built a team overnight to manage that acquisitions account. And that's when it got really fun. Because I not only, I think, earned their trust, earned their business, because I was willing to deliver what I said I was going to do. I also was super ambitious. I was like, give me more, kind of like that song, give me more, give me more. Giving me more meant I basically, from a trip to Texas, from Texas back, I came home to 37 assets.
Wow, that's impressive.
All over the state, though, Terry. I tell the story. Be careful what you wish for, because you're a Florida girl. Figure it out. Not, we need to call someone else. And I was like, no. I've got this. So I started developing teams all over the state overnight. And I had to, because if not, it was the only opportunity for business at the time. This is 2009. You know, the markets obviously has crashed 2008, 2009. You were either selling a short sale and it took a year to sell the house, or you needed an REO account, or you had a buyer who, you know, could afford to buy that didn't lose their home, which by then there weren't too many buyers in the market. So I learned so much. That taught me so much about the business, about how to scale, about how to build overnight. And if you made mistakes, you had to figure out how to fix them real quick.
And that's, I mean, I think that's what it comes down to. I mean, there's people that, especially in real estate, you know, I've been 18 years or whatever, but you get presented opportunities almost daily to find either solutions for homeowners, or as a business, like you were saying, they gave you all this, not gave it to you, earned it, but they're like, here's everything. You could have easily said, oh, I'm not prepared for that. I'm not set up for that. But you're like, bring it. I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to figure this out. And it's crazy. There's the turbulence, you know,
and that's the thing is my husband and my team at the time, they're like, you're crazy. I was like, well, somebody's got to figure this out. I was like, let it be us. And I've always been able to acknowledge where there's an opportunity, acknowledge that, hey, maybe we don't have all the answers, but we can figure it out. Who do we need to call? How do we need to, what do we need to do to learn the process, and just do really good work? Just do really good work. And, then, it became a really successful household, I would say, name in our community. We started really, when the market started getting healthier, just farming the heck out of our community. We would outwork anybody. You wanted a pumpkin patch, we were there. We were carving pumpkins. If there was an opportunity in the community, we were there. We were probably the most obnoxious group of real estate agents at the time, but we loved our community so much, and we still do. But it's kind of like we were just harvesting, just planting that seed and just growing in the community. The community was growing. We were growing. REO market had kind of died down a little bit. Then you introduce this, who can out farm who in the business, and who can outwork who in the business, who can earn people's trust, who can deliver great service, Buffini style, who's doing the pop-ups, who's doing the pop buys, the buy referrals, who's building systems. And right around 2012, I bought a Remax franchise. I was an independent broker, and I said, what's next? What's next for me? That's probably a really common theme in my life. What's next? What's next? And Remax at the time was an opportunity that I was really proud to take on. Did really well there, and became I would say a pretty good franchise broker at the time. And then the online lead gen game started coming to life. And that's when it was game over. I was like, wait, you mean I could scale this? Wait, you mean I can leverage what I'm already doing, which is nurturing clients, prospecting, community events, being active in my community. And I could help people that are raising their hands who need help and they don't have movement. I was like, oh, this is a game changer. I was like, all right, sign me up. Let's go.
Now you can be everywhere.
Right. And then we just started really mastering the digital game. I was like, remember I said I wanted my name in billboards? Now I want it on this thing called the World Wide Internet. And and that's how we started really scaling. And then I really immersed myself in learning about online lead gen and building teams around it. And, here we are 8-9 years later, loving every minute of it. I have a team of 65. I have a ISA division. We actually call them IPAs, Inside Performance Advisors. They're more like ambassadors to our agents, ambassadors to our clients, ambassador to our mission. We have a marketing team. We have a transaction management team. We have, amazing agents who are just always willing to learn, get better. And we're excited. I mean, the goal for next year is 1,200 transactions.
That's awesome.
And close to 325 million. If all goes well. This year, we should finish out the year with about 175 million in sales. And, sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. And we moved over to EXP in June of 2019. Best career decision I've ever made. It allowed me an opportunity to scale at a completely different level. Look at the modern team. I have over 960 partners across the country. The goal is, 1,000 at any time. It's the modern day team, right? I have amazing partners that I call friends, that I call partners, that I get to, help them build their people, help them love on their people, help them grow their businesses. And it's just completely opened my mind up to where real estate is going in the future, how collaboration is the key to success. And it's beyond just the walls that we have built previously in our brokerage mindset and the brokerage model. And it's just been great. And I think the really cool part about it is I have people on my team that have been on my team 6, 7 years, 11 years. What's really fascinating about it is seeing them become leaders. And, now the mindset is I'm not a true leader unless I help someone have massive success beyond what I ever experienced. And I'm excited to see them continue to thrive and grow. So it's exciting times. And I've learned a lot over the last 15, 16 years. And I wouldn't change anything about it. Because it's helped me become who I am today. It's helped me accept that real estate I was meant to do real estate. This is a platform that has changed my life. It allowed me to retire my mother when I was 35 years old and father. I have 5 beautiful kids. My son works with me. All of my children have had some sort of capacity where they've gotten to work in the business. And I've just made some really lifelong friends along the way. Lost a couple too, but that's part of the business, right?
It happens.
And, it's just been such an amazing experience. And like my coach, John Cheplek, says, real estate is not who we are, it's what we do to fulfill the life that we want to build. And I'm so grateful that at least I have the privilege and honor of knowing that I found a career that I love, which I know a lot of people can't say that, right? A lot of people, maybe they don't know what they're going to do for the rest of their lives. They don't know what their, passion is. I know that real estate is what I will be able to say has been a lifelong career that I love and I will continue to love as long as I can be a part of it. And I'm grateful that EXP has given me that outlet now, because whether I go the coaching route or I go the modern day team route, gifting my team to my successor who may want to take it over, I still get to be a part of the world that we built. So yeah, that's a little bit about who I am.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, it literally, so many people these days get in and they're like, I want to be in real estate, but they try and find out how to get away from their current situation and then also give it to real estate. And everyone struggles with that. But like you said, is depending on how much you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. So you can't go into it like, well, I'm going to give, you can give 2 hours a week to real estate or 5 or 10 or 15, but your results are always going to be that. And like you said, and so many have said before us, burn the boats. You know what I mean? And if you don't know what that means, just look it up, but you got to go all in, all in. It's going to be scary. It's going to be nerve wracking, but you're proof. You went part-time for a few months. You started a few months, right?
Yeah, just a few months, about 3 months.
Yeah, and then you jumped in and then worked your way up, and you followed what I like to refer to the traditional path. You said, I want to do part-time. Oh, I'm going to be an agent. And I don't know if you ever said you ever joined a team or had that, but a lot of people take that route and then they grow to be a great solo agent, and then they open a brokerage or a franchise. And that has always been the end-all be-all in real estate. My parents both did real estate, so I saw it too. And I was like, okay. And then I followed that same path. And I was like, okay, well, what else? Kind of like what you said earlier. What else is there? And, we both happened to stumble across this thing called EXP. And it's like the only company that was built for the internet. So many other companies like, here's our office. Here's this office on this corner. Here's our office on that corner. But we can touch people and change their lives now in South Africa as of a couple weeks ago. And so many other places around the world. I I don't know who said it here, might have been Gove or someone else, but we were built for this.
Yes.
It's a beautiful short saying that means the world.
When I think when COVID happened, I saw that comment being made and some people took it the wrong way. They're like, no one was built for this. You know, how could you say that? No, we're talking about we were built for change, for the future, for, you know, the work from home, for, you know, how we can collaborate in a world that before would have been impossible. We would have had to fly on a plane. We would have had to go to that conference. You would have had to leave your business. You would have had to, you know, pack your bags and, you know, just take away from your business, where now, you know, Glenn is such a brilliant person. He was able to build a world where, boom, I can, at the click of a button, I can be in an auditorium with hundreds of agents from thousands of agents from across the country. You know, at the click of a button, we, you know, can interact, and we're training nonstop, we're collaborating nonstop, we're growing without boundaries. Right. And that's where I love, it's true, we were built for this. This company was built for this. And, you know, obviously COVID forced us to accelerate a lot in the world of technology and business and real estate. You know, but man, EXP agents, we were like, bring it on.
Right. And some people were still fighting it, but it's, I mean, people say game changer, it's a life changer. For us, for the people we introduce, the people they introduce. And I think we're both seeing it as well as everybody else seeing it every day, that just want to not even buy into it, but just open your mind to something that's possible, that is so much bigger than any one person or any one company, that it's just there. You just have to open your mind to it. So it's a crazy world, but it's a good one if you're doing the right things for the right people and taking care of them and doing it right. So so tell me this. I have a question. Someone mentioned to me the word getting sticky. Is that a tagline you use, or something you use to explain some things? Or,
you know, a lot of people ask me how I grew my team and like how we have the culture that we have, and, you know, why do people stay on your team as long as they do? Because obviously, you know, the life cycle of an agent on a team, usually 6 months, a year, maybe a year and a half. And, you know, it's usually odd when someone's been there for 5, 6, 7 years. And listen, you know, it doesn't mean it's a bad thing if they're not. It's just like, why do people stay in your world and trust what we're building? And it is because we get sticky with our people. They become our family. They become, you know, our tribe. And even with the people that we've partnered with across the country, like most of our, you know, obviously immediate partners, you know, we have some sort of relationship with them where there's some stickiness. Like we have been able to talk more about life, talk more about, you know, what's important to them, what matters, how are we pushing each other as human beings to be better people.
Right.
And, you know, like, I think that that's the one thing that we all have the same MLS, right? In certain markets, we all have the same 63-hour course to get licensed in Florida. There's no like special broker book, right? But the culture that you build within your team and your community and your organization, that's the part where you get sticky with people, right? That's where, and sometimes it breaks off. Sometimes it's not the glue that'll hold it together forever. But, you know, it's really important to me to get sticky with my people, you know, like it really is. And, you know, I use these corny phrases, but it really is what's important. People throw out the word culture, and, you know, like if it's something that you just say, oh, our culture, you got to feel it, right? And you feel it based on how people interact with you. And it has been part of our, I would say, secret sauce, right?
Right.
The relationship we have with the people. And like I said, it's not a forever plan. Doesn't mean it's forever. But when we are in business together, we make a commitment to get really deep, get to know what's important to them. Part of my onboarding process is, you know, a discovery of what fear is to them, you know, what's going to get in the way of them succeeding, what's going to get in the way of the agent making excuses for the commitments that they've set out. I personally have the same issue sometimes, right? I have to get really deep with myself. What's getting in the way for the areas of my life that I'm not operating at my best.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have a group of other people around you that you give permission to hold you accountable, you got to get sticky.
Right.
You got to get sticky for me to have permission to call you out on your shit.
Right.
Can I say that out here? I mean, it's the truth. And it's kind of like, I give you permission to call me out. I give you permission to know that if I'm trying to work on being a better partner to my husband, and you say, hey, you guys need to unplug, go on a date night. You know, you guys need to unplug and go take that vacation. We've got you covered. You know, because we know you're always on for us. You got to be on for your family.
Yeah.
Or, yeah. And it's kind of like, hey, you know, you've got to show a house, but you had plans. My team, they get sticky together. They're like, I've got your back. Don't worry about it. I'll show the property. I'm your partner. Go enjoy that dinner. And you don't have people on my team saying, well, that's my lead, or that's my lead. Like, they literally have a relationship, a bond that's pretty awesome. That's so genuine and authentic. And that's how we get sticky.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it sounds like, I mean, that's how you, take care of people and be helpful to one another. And it kind of, and you do some other things, I'm sure, in the mix, but that's the basis of it. Get sticky with it, bring them together, create it like a family. But no, that's awesome. You know, going from part-time to full-time to independent franchise owner, now running a team of 65, 175 million, you said, right? And hopefully, and then not hopefully, but will be hitting 325 or 350. Which one was it next year?
I think it's 325. I got to look at our, we went to the board the other day and declared what we're going to do next year. Okay. And basically we have the agents declare what they are out to accomplish. Right. And I have my number, and then they have their number. And when we add them up, their number surpassed my number. My number was 1,000. They were like 1,275. Let's go. So basically you add, like, if someone said they're going to help 30 families, they're going to help 40 families, or they're going to help 20 families, 25, it's their number, not my number. Yeah. But collectively we combine it to be our number as a team. Right. That's what we set out. That's what we declare for 2021, based on the amount of people that we're in business with, based on the amount of training support, that not only do we get at EXP that we have internally on our team, and we say, okay, there's no reason why we can't service the size of our team, the energy that we pour into each other, the community, the training, the support, that we can't serve that many families. That's outstanding. Well, I've taken up some of your time. I'm sure you got things to do, build a gazebo or go sell a ton of houses. One of the two, maybe both. But I appreciate you taking the time to jump on, chat with me for a little bit today, Veronica. Is there anything you want to say to throw it out there? I mean, if someone's in Orlando or looking in Florida, definitely. Yeah. There you go. If you ever have any referrals in Orlando, we would love the opportunity to earn your, referral business and take care of them. We love our family of agents. And I think that, Terry, you're doing a great job by, helping agents realize that, real estate is super, super rewarding, but it comes down to exactly what you said, strategies and just proven habits. And listen to this guy here. Stop. Okay. Well, awesome, Veronica. Thanks again. I appreciate it. You have an awesome, awesome day. Keep killing it out there. And I look forward to you hitting your goal next year when we talk again, maybe sooner. Thank you. Right. Take it easy. I'm going to get out of here and let you get back. Thanks. Bye-bye.